Welcome back everyone, welcome back to Final Fantasy XI. My name is Neon Genesis and it's time to get a Chocobo and head off to Windhurst. So we now have our Chocobo license. We obtained this in the last video. I don't know why I couldn't figure the word obtained. So we obtained the license in the last video, so if anyone wants to reminisce on remembering how to get your Chocobo license, or you want to actually know, then check in the previous video. But we're gonna now be able to rent our Chocobo for a whopping 158 gil, which might seem a bit pricey, but for the journey we're about to go on, trust me, well worth it. And we should be pretty leveled up for this bit of the mission. I think again we're supposed to be roughly level 20 or so, but it's fine. We're level 29. So this zone is the Saramogu Champagne. I literally just call it Saraman Champagne. Saraman. I don't know why I say Saraman, but Saramogu Champagne. I just call it Saraman Champagne, but there you go. Anyway, do we even have a map of this zone? We do. Gorsbit Mountains. Now, funnily enough, you can't actually obtain Gorsbit Greens or Gorsbit Grass that we were just feeding to the Chocobo in the last video. You can't obtain them in this area, which makes me laugh because the area's name has a Gorsbit in it. I think there's normally a notorious monster floating about here that can drop a good belt, actually. I want to say it's called the Quick Belt. Don't ask me why or how I know it's a Quick Belt. I just let's say it's an inkling. I kind of just want to see if it's up, because it would be a nice little freebie belt if it was. Let's have a quick look down here. Just a quick look. Straying off route a little minute here. Nah, that's fine. That's fine by me. Okay, onwards and onwards. Now, where I was just stood there with all those weapons, that was actually a camp back in the day where you would fight enemies. There was this awesome website, which you might be able to still find it. If I remember, chances are going to be pretty slim because I'm trying to upload these in, well, trying to record these in bulk. But if I remember, I'll link it. But there was a website called Campsaurus or Campsaurus or something like that. And what that was a website where it would tell you, back when we used to do 6-man parties as you would level up properly, let's say, and it would list all the camps in the game that you would have to all the list of the camps that you would have to fight in to level up to 75, and it would also show you, ooh, what's this? Interesting. Burrow Researcher. Okay, anyway. Now what was pretty cool about that was that you would only level up from a certain camp from obviously a certain level up until a certain level. Once you started hitting, so say for example in the camp that I was just talking about, if you leveled past a certain level, let's just say if you leveled from there from 30 to 34, the minute you would go to level 35, it's still possible to level, but like for example these enemies here are a decent challenge. So you know you don't want anything less than decent challenge, but the rule was in a party you generally wanted your enemies to be incredibly tough, or at least very tough at the very least. I've gone off the route there a bit. Yeah, all easy prey and stuff here. I think I remember you can go down here. Down here. Oops. Hey, hello there. What's that shining thing on the floor? Question mark. Okay, interesting. Interesting. There is a way to get up there, but you have to go through a place called Garlage Citadel. Garlage Citadel. A lot of people called it Garbage Citadel. That was basically a dungeon or a cave, if you think of it that way, with floor traps on the floor, and just it was quite a cool little area, and you would fight there for a bit. But there was it was so hard to remember to maneuver your way around there. To navigate, it was just ridiculous. So also, can I just point out how long, for example, on the Chocobo we were going through that zone. Not good. So we need to now head to Windhurst and go to the Sandorian embassy in Windy Woods, or Windhurst Woods, but I just call it Windy Woods. We have a ways to go yet. That was one zone we did, that champagne one. This one is called Merifated, as I called it. Merifated Mountains, I called it. And this area here is apparently where you can get Gorsbit grass. If you wanted to farm it, I'm not overly bothered. But just also pointing out, look how big the zone is. Watch. Ready, bring up the map. Now, look at that. And we're on Chocobo. So these zones were massive. And can you imagine if we had to run through the game? Oh, what a pain. If we had to run by foot, I mean, is what I was trying to say. Run like through the game on foot to get to Windhurst. It would take like 2 videos. Well, maybe 1 video, but the whole journey one whole video would be me journeying there. Bum 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 bum. I don't think we're gonna struggle too much. Okay, I'm just reading further ahead. I think we might not struggle as much, but yeah, these are all too weak here anyway. I'm just reading ahead, so let me read it to us. So we have to go to the Sandorian embassy in Windy Woods, talk to a guy called Mithras and Tarutarus at G10 inside the embassy. After that, we go to the Heaven's Tower in Windhurst Walls and talk to Cupipi, in brackets here, in the clerical chamber straight in ahead from the entrance, to receive a dark key item. And it does say here, make sure not to skip this step. Then it says head to a place called Gideus, which sounds ridiculous, I know, but I know where Gideus is off by heart. It's hard to not remember. And then it says, let me have a read it. Only invisible is needed if you... Ooh, what's that? Bogart. Easy prey. Okay. Bogey. Oh. Jub. I keep thinking I see notorious monsters. So, it does also say after that, once inside... Oh, it says... sorry, it says you need invisible... you only need invisible if you need it. Bringing some form of re-raise is recommended. Buffs wear upon entry, so there's no point buffing up before. Which reminds me, I've lost my signet now. It says once inside Gideus, head to G12 to enter Balga's Dais. Which I know what it is, but I don't know how, or don't remember how to get there just yet. So it's going to be fun again. Upon entering the Burning Circle, which I was trying to explain that in Palbra Mines, Burning Circles are kind of like you enter the battlefield and then you fight there. So let's just say like a mini fight. It says upon entering the Burning Circle, just making sure I'm going the right way now. Nope, going off target quite a fair bit there. This Chocobo's getting some exercise. Come on, god damn it. There we go, that way. There we go, we're back on track, So it says, upon entering the Burning Circle and receiving a cutscene, you will find a Searcher and Black Dragon. And I think the Searcher is they normally call them Amramams. And they are like floating eyeball things. And I say they normally call them that because they're normally called that through most Final Fantasy games. Anyway. If you are solo, make sure you are an absolute minimum of level 30 and on a very strong job, such as Monk using 100 fists, which is their 1 hour ability if you think back to when I used Mighty Strikes, which I could always use. But remember, I believe you can call Trust anyway. If solo, kill the deadlier dragon before killing the searcher. Otherwise, the dragon will kill you rather easily after the searcher has weakened you. And that concludes this. Oh, wait a minute. Field manual, that's fine. So that concludes this zone, by the way. Now we're on to the next zone. I think I remember which zone it is. Is it what I think it is? Yeah, never been a fan of this zone that much. So, welcome to another zone called Tarongi Canyon, but I call it Taragori... what do I call it? Do you know when you just do a thing where you have to ask yourself, what do I actually call this zone? Tarigoni Canyon? Oh, whatever. Anyway, welcome to the canyon. Let's see if there's any notorious monsters up, just for shizzers and giggles. Nope, that's fine. Way off target there. Like, there's a path and everything, and all I have to do is follow it. Come on, get me up there. Let me up. Really, game? You're not gonna let me up there? There we go. Am I on track yet? Near enough. Right, okay. So anyway, reading on. Oh, God damn it. Keep running into things. So, it also says, if solo, kill the deadly dragon before killing the searcher, otherwise, the searcher... I should get the teleport Maya crystal actually while I'm here. So we've got teleport Den, we've got teleport Hollow, I'll get the teleport Maya crystal while I'm here. The searcher does not melee you unless you are close to it or have less or has less than 50% of its HP. So it is relatively inactive if you focus on the dragon first. Note to self. If in a party with a black mage, the recommended order to kill the searcher, then the black dragon. The black mage should use elemental seal and sleep, which is a powerful ability. Then adding sleep on the dragon while everyone kills the searcher. Once the searcher is gone, the black dragon will die quickly. This dragon has a very potent area of effect poison attack that does 10 point damage per tick, which makes antidotes necessary. He may also curse the attacks. Curse the tanks. By the way, if you were thinking, oh my god, he's jumped off his Chocobo, I can just rent one from here. There we go. Just make sure I'm on track and then I'll continue reading. Just gotta get out of this mess a bit. Once the black dragon is defeated, another cutscene will happen. Notorious monster. We'll try and kill it. We'll just call some trust out just to make things easier. Then the unfortunate thing means I'm going to have to run back and get a Chocobo again. Yeah, I'm glad now. I'm glad I called out some trust because it's not going down. Oh yeah, it's not doing too bad. Boom. What item did we get? Did we get anything cool? A cerulean pendant. Ugh. Really? Wind resistance +6 and light resistance +6. Ugh. Well, oh well, we killed another notorious monster. So once the Black Dragon is dead, another cutscene will happen. It may glitch. A glitch may prevent this cutscene from occurring. If it happens, you can view this cutscene here. Begin at 8:53, so I'm guessing a link in the video. Alternatively, you can exit the dais and re-enter from the main scenario to watch the goblin from the goblin footprint. Report to Maurice's at the embassy to receive a kindred report key item. Report back to Harvard in Chateau de Oragul, which will end our rank mission. So it sounds like a lot of work, but really isn't. A lot of what I was talking about there was the fight, but trust me, the fight will be cake with trusts. And I believe the next zone is the last zone. Yeah. So we're going to be going to East Sarabuta. And... did I say it right? Oh no. East Saratabaruta. Oh my god. And I think from there we can go straight to Windy and continue on. Gideus is not very far either, and for quickness, if we wanted to, we can get a Chocobo, that's fine, we can do that. And then from there, the only thing I might struggle on is getting to the, what's called Balga's Dyers, which is basically the Burning Circle area. I semi-remember how to get there, but I wish they would explain a bit easier of how to get there though. Bum, bum, bum. Okay, and are we there? Nearly. There was a shortcut that I could have took, but I've actually missed out on the shortcut, but never mind. There'll be plenty of other times when I can do it, I'm sure. Another thing to tell you about this game, so whenever you killed a notorious monster, or whenever you did a particular, I think, maybe, quest, maybe, then your title would change. Now, you're asking me, you know, what's our title? You know, where do we get our title from? We are the Chocobo trainer because we did the Chocobo quests. And you can see that at the top left hand side of the screen. Title, Chocobo trainer. Oh, cool. I just realised we're also 2,000 away from leveling. And also in the, not last video, the one before that, our, what they call dedication, which is our bonus experience points, wore off. Which, in all fairness, that's fine, you know. We got from level 8 or whatever to level 29, so can't really complain about that. These moors we probably won't even end up going in there, but it's a part of something called Abbacy. And we have zoned to East Sarataruba. One of my favourite zones, musics. Now, unfortunately you're not going to hear it because we're on Chocobo for the time being, but bum 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 bum. Do 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 do. Oh, I remember my first journey going through East Sarataruba with one of my they called them mentors on this game. They called themselves mentors, is what I'm saying. And you know, big shout out to my friend Matty, Lilinex or Anexia, if they ever watch this video. But you know, they taught me so much. They were my mentor and my friend as well, and they taught me. They had so much time for us. I say us as in me and my brother. And I remember the first time they took us through the zone and they would explain to us what farming was. Hence why I'm passing this knowledge on to you. And they taught me how, you know, what to farm and how much gil you can make and how to make gil and other little pointers. So they do call them mentors now on Final Fantasy XIV. But Prickly Pitriv, funny little name. But yeah, this is like one of my favourite favourite starting zones. We could have started here, and I was tempted to choose Tarutarus, which I never even did show you the other races, unfortunately, but basically it's a kind of dwarf race, if you like. Or if you're from Final Fantasy 14 and watching this, then it's a Lalafell. Pretty much the same thing as a Lalafell. Oh, so many memories. And we are almost at the entrance to Windhurst. So Windhurst, as you can see, is quite a green area, very mountainy. It's a nice zone. Windhurst, in my opinion, is... I don't know if there's much of a, much of a competition here, but I'd say Windhurst is one of the biggest cities, starting cities. I mean, Bastock's pretty big, but I think Windhurst is bigger. People used to get lost in Windhurst. Speaking of which, we have just arrived. Okay, so this is the Windhurst home nation music. Okay, so we need to head to... Oh, wait a minute. G10. Oh no, the Sandorian Embassy first, then we need to go to G10. I think the Sandorian Embassy... Wait a minute. Is there a home point here? Yes, there is. I need to remember to pick up these home points. So now we can officially get to all three nations. Which is, trust me, is going to come in handy so much. I think the Sandorian Embassy is just straight in front of me here. Well, there's a Sandorian Embassy right here, yep. So I'll talk to you. Cast Signet on me? Yes, please. Am I in Windy Woods? I am, aren't I? Windy Woods, yeah. Doesn't say to talk to... Oh, wait a minute. Here we go. Ah, yeah, here we go. Talk to Maurice and Faurine. So, Maurice... So you've come all the way from Sandoria. Your dedication to serving the motherland is admirable. This mission on the behalf of the Windhurstian government displays our country's level of friendship towards Windhurst. Faurine, please explain to the brave man here what the mission entails. Yes, Consul. Allow me to explain Windhurst's request. A giant monster has appeared in the depths of Gideus, the borderland to the theocracy of the Jeuno beastmen. The Windhurstian government wants it exterminated. You are to receive a key from the Heavens Tower in the Windhurstian Walls district and head to the innermost part of Gideus where the creature awaits. What a jolly tale that is. A ferocious monster appearing in the heart of Gideus, scaring the Jeuno as much as they ask Tarutaru to help them. It's most fortunate for these beastmen that the Windhurstian government had sought amicable relations with them in order to maintain the peace of their country. What? Don't tell me you haven't heard of Windhurstian's little peace pact with the Jeuno. Of course, we Sandorians have no need to show those vulgar beastmen any courtesy whatsoever, but this is an agreement between our two countries, so we have no choice but to go through with it. So go ahead and exterminate the ferocious monster plaguing the depths of the Gideus, but don't think you have to hold back from also giving those winning beastmen what they deserve. Anyway, enough chatter. Godspeed on your assignment. Cool. So now we have to go to the Heaven's Tower, which is a rather unique, I think, soundtrack to it. So, don't know if we can, yeah, I was about to say I don't think we can get there any quicker. I'm going the right way though, that's the good news. I'm going to get the home point in here. So at least we can teleport back to a mock house in Windhurst if we want to. Done. Right, okay. I think Windy Walls is where we need to go now. You see all that journey on Chocobo, can you imagine running it? Seriously. Thank God we didn't. Yeah, Windy Walls. We're just going to zone now. And we need to talk to a guy called Kupipi in the Heaven's Tower. Okay, I have an embarrassing story about the Heaven's Tower. Just a second though, am I going to get a cutscene here? I think I might get a cutscene here. It might be the start of an expansion or an add-on or something, so let's just see what we get. I'm not sure what this is actually. Yoran, my good Sir Arino, may I trouble you for with your diddly dimmy? What? Let's have a read what's going on here. This might be the starting quest to Ashantoto's session. Could be wrong though. If it is, can't honestly promise we're going to do it. I really want to stick with the main expansions, which in my eyes are Rise of the Zealot, Chains of Vana'diel, and the Wings of the Goddess maybe. Oh, Treasures of Ahhh. Sorry, not Wings of the Goddess. Bum, 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 bum. This is Shantoto. You will get to know them fairly well, I'm sure. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is Ashantoto's session. Sometime later. Okay, that was really weird. It's like it zoned us in, zoned us out of something. Ashantoto Accession, just like I said, yeah. The Legend Torn, Her Empire Born, Final Fantasy XI Online. I mean, maybe I'll do it, but for now I just want to kind of focus on the ranked mission. Look at that thing in the sky. That thing up there. That's where we're going. Another auction house if we need to buy anything, sell anything. There is a mog house in this area, so we can change jobs here if we want to. Level another job in a different zone, which we might have to do with that eventually. And there's that big tree, look. That's where we're heading. But you know me, it's time, and I'm going to have to end the video there, so I'll just end it just before we enter Heaven's Tower. My little embarrassing story, just to summarise it, not that embarrassing really, but for years and years and years I've always called it Heathen's Tower. And it's not because I can't read or, you know, I have trouble reading or anything. I just genuinely never thought it said Heaven's Tower. I genuinely just thought it said Heathen's Tower. I just thought it was the name. I never triggered anything else about it. Quite embarrassing. And then only about 2 years ago or something I realised it was called Heaven's Tower. But anyway. What the hell is that noise? Well anyway, that's time. See you in the next video. And join us for some more Final Fantasy. I'll pop up there. Final Fantasy 11. So until then, thanks for watching and see you then.